How would you feel if I came to your DMs na nikwambia I'm coming to you as a woman? Your man is my man.
Kama ameamua wacha aende. If I am an option, wacha aende.
How many times have you actually met a guy you don't like, anakuomba number, and then you're like, ai, shika tu. Then ukifika mbele kisha kutext, ai, unamlamba block.
Before ghost msema mbecheki bana, mimi sikufeel.
Ai ni bambi.
Au ni bambi bana. I don't believe that love can be a person. I believe it is a choice that you make. That choice that you make every morning ukiamka unasema huyu msee, he's not perfect but he's the one that I'm choosing today. When it comes to falling in love, you can fall in love 10 times in your lifetime.
Awe wacha bana.
You can. You can fall in love severally in your life, but every love is different.
I feel like marriage is for the strongest soldiers. Nacheki.
My mom once told me, the man you choose is a reflection of how much you love yourself.
Okay, this is so true.
Yeah.
Everything went downhill when we started taking sparkling water na smomena manze. Unaikaje omena kwa smocha? But anyway, that's not the only thing, because we listen and we don't judge. But the thing about listening and not judging is the fact that the number of bangers huwa zinakutandika tu. So we just listen and we tell the judge. Now you might be wondering, Baba Zora alienda wapi? Bana kijana alipata na Rasmith wake akasema kwa hiri Kenya. I don't know if the government knows about it, but the thing is the guy is just waiting. And with that banger, we begin Thee Hotpot Show. I'll be your host, Intricacies. And kama dawa, we usually have someone kwa the hot seat, yeah? So how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Tuambie wewe ni nani, unafanyanga nini?
Okay, my name is Magdalene Noni. That is the name that you'll find when you send me something on my M-Pesa. Yeah. But everybody else calls me Miss Noni. Miss Noni is a creative entrepreneur. That is a beautiful word to say that I'm an artist. I'm a poet. I'm an MC. I'm a TV host. And I'm a lot of things. So that's why I sum it up to I'm a creative entrepreneur.
You know what's crazy is every single time tunaletanga mtu hapa hotpot. Hey, awananga kazi moja, mbili, ama tatu, my goodness. And then, so juicy, I just sat down with my thoughts and I was like, it must be really incredible for you artists, you know, like una play an instrument at the same time when you're singing. Like, I don't know how your mind does that, because Miss Jayona basketballer, akicheza ama footballer, anacheza akipiga story, like hawezi multitask. So, hats off to you, manze.
Thank you. But I feel when it comes to creativity, it's a very broad world. Somebody who sings, or as you said, somebody who sings can speak very confidently in front of people. That means that they can do a lot of things. Yeah. So creativity is fun. Wasanii tunajibamba huku nje.
Kidogo ni join hii creative economy bwana. But anyway, so a lot of the time when we're talking about happily ever after, sisi wasichana tunaambiwa we are delusional. Yeah. Na cheki juu, I don't know, I feel like we grew up watching a lot of Disney movies, and then from that tukaingia the rom-coms, and then we started reading these books when we were in high school. Yeah. By the time unatoka huko nje kwa ground, your introduction na concept yenye uko nayo, expectations versus reality.
I know.
Zinakuslap left, right and center. So Valentine's ndio hii imepita, and jamani, where were your boyfriends? Because I also saw this conversation online yenye women were saying a lot of the time Valentine's ikikaribia, women come to each other as women. Yeah. So what's your take on that? How would you feel if I came to your DMs na nikwambia I'm coming to you as a woman? Your man is my man.
Oh my God. First of all, I feel it's a matter of understanding yourself first. Maybe personally, kama ameamua, wacha aende. If I am an option, wacha aende. Yeah. So if you come to me as a woman and you tell me that my man is your man, mchukue tu aki. Mchukue tu.
Imagine, because I had the same sentiments, yeah. I feel like a lot of the time pick-me's walifanya ikitu ikae like it's a bad thing. When you come to me as a woman, it's premeditated. Yeah. Like nikitu imekubo to a point you said, you know what, let me actually talk to her. And the same feelings that this man is evoking in me, he's also evoking in this other woman.
Exactly.
And he's selfish. He's actually the villain of the story. And so mimi hadi nitamgeuzia manze. Mimi nitamgeuzia. And then another thing in the dating scene yenye we women struggle with is the ghosting. Kwanza sitakata sisi ndio the pros of ghosting.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. How many times have you actually met a guy you don't like, anakuomba number, and then you're like, ai, shika tu. Then ukifika mbele akisha kutext, ai, unamlamba block. However, sisi ndio tunakuanga victims when the same is actually done to us. So what's your take on that one?
Personally, kama ulivyosema, we are the culprits of ghosting. Sisi ndo tuna ghost watu wengi sana.
Yeah.
And when we do it, sometimes we do not think about what the other person is feeling. Because sometimes this other person has genuine feelings for you. So when you're ghosted, I was ghosted once, my guys. I was ghosted once. And it hurts. It hurts. Because I think how we are created as women, we are created to be hunted. And we're always expecting the man to come after us. But when that man stops and he sort of ananyamaza tu, disappear from the face of the earth, you question a lot of things, bana. A lot of things. So I feel when it comes to ghosting, need to be clear. I think as women, we're evolving to a point where we can clearly say what we want and what we mean. So ni time imefika kama ladies. Before ghost msemwambie cheki bana, mimi sikufeel. Aunibambi bana. Yeah, I know, but yani I always make
to happen.
Yeah.
So another thing I love about the concept of ghosting is the fact that it's very innocent, by the way, on your end. Unaweza disappear na huyu mtu hizo credits za feeling bad ziende kama zimeenda. But imagine what they actually feel. Because maybe personally, mimi siku hizi mtu akiniboy in my DMs. Hata I feel like ghosting is very innocent. Utakula block. It's 2025.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is a lot of the time tukighostiwa, it's because tumekuwa incestuosis. You know, like how a man can come to your DMs, ameshinda hapo, hey, hi, hey, hi, you know, hey for the horses. No. And maybe I am doing the same to a man, but I don't expect the same. I feel like tunakuanga na double standards.
I know.
Which brings me to this thing, by the way. I feel like we started on a wrong note. We must talk about love. What is love to you, Noni?
Love to me is, I don't believe that love can be a person. I believe it is a choice that you make. That choice that you make every morning ukiamka unasema huyu msee, he's not perfect, but he's the one that I'm choosing today. That is love to me. So I know when it's easy stories, or the butterflies, or the magic, it fades. But choosing that person,
every single
trying
day.
to create a bond every single day, that's what love means to me.
Oh my goodness. So juzi I was challenged. There's this movie imetoka like haijaka ata 1 month. So mimi, I'm a movie buff. So on the show I usually host on radio, I have a box office segment. So every single day I give people a chance to guess the movie, and then they get to walk away with 500 cash shillings of the red time. So najua it keeps me on my toes. I have to watch all the movies imetoka. So there's this specific movie inaitwa Companion. So in Companion, it's like you and I are a couple and we love each other. Like, I don't know anything else outside of you. And the girl Mbele comes to realize she's actually a robot. Like, she didn't know, but she's a robot. And all she knows is to love this man is because hiyo ndio programming yake. And the way she defines love, I feel like ilinibadilisha, because she said it feels like a painful longing from the inside. It wants to tear you apart, but at the same time, it's beautiful. Unaona? It wants to explode. It's like a bomb, but pia it's contained within you. And it makes you ache, it makes you cry, it makes you long, and it gives you a sense of purpose. Sasa mimi, I know God is love. And when I had that definition, I feel like this is godly love. I don't think a human being can give you that type of love.
I think they can. They can, yeah.
Okay. Brings me to this point. Can you fall in love twice or thrice or 4 times? Because look at the number of relationships umekuwa ndani. Have you always been in love? Aya. Umenaswa.
Good question. Hapa kweli ni hot seat. My Lord. Anyway, when it comes to falling in love, I think you can do it severally. I think it's possible. I know it's possible to have one true love in your life, and every love is different. I'm not very I'm not a relationship kind of girl because I believe in one person. I am not going to waste my time if it's not moving. We move on to,
the next thing.
Anyway, so when it comes to falling in love, you can fall in love 10 times in your lifetime. You can. You can fall in love severally in your life, but every love is different. What matters is how you are willing to nurture that love at that particular time. Hujaipendwa na mse upendi. Like, you're sure this person loves me,
but
I don't love them completely. So it's a matter of that person deciding, sasa huyu, I have to let them go. I will find somebody else who I will love and they'll love me back. So it's possible.
Oh my God.
It's possible.
Which brings me to the honeymoon phase. I feel like a lot of the time tunakwanga in the honeymoon phase for the longest time. So I used to think honeymoon phase inakwanga like the first 6 months of a relationship. But turns out you can actually be in a honeymoon phase for 2 years.
Yeah.
You're just infatuated. You're in love with this person. They're the source of your motivation. You live for them. Unacheki. But then inafika a point Inaisha. So Josie, when I was in Nairobi, a friend of mine took a compass. It's a man. It's always a man. So this man tells me, akiwalk into relationships huwa ana breadcrumb wasichana. Because women don't like mtu mwenye anawainsister, which is true.
Yeah.
Like a man who is constantly in my space, atanibo, atani-irritate, nikiamka uko hapo, nikikuja. Personally, I don't know how people do marriage, by the way. I feel like marriage is for the strongest soldiers. Unacheki. So alikuwa nasema, atapatia msichana attention for like 10 minutes on Monday. And then ampatie 10 minutes tena Monday ikiisha. Tuesday, Wednesday ameingia mitini. Anarudi Thursday anakupigia anakuuliza, hey baby, how you doing? So you'll definitely be angry.
Yeah.
And then he made it look like sisi wanawake tunapenda affirmation. And not just affirmation ya words, tunataka
cash.
Which is not a lie. Which is not a lie. So yeye atatuma pesa yenye anaona your worth. Atakutumia 1,000 ama kutumia 2,000 aseme, hey, I've been busy, but you know I've been working. And you know nobody's that busy. Unacheki. And then with this breadcrumbing, akikufanya like for 1 month, you start getting obsessed with iyo kungoja, iyo longing. So what's your take on breadcrumbing?
I am a girl who believes in consistency. Please be consistent, because the truth is, we are beautiful ladies out here. And if he's away for 2 days, there's a possibility someone else will come in his spot. So I don't know about you. If you love a guy who leaves on Monday, comes back on Friday, that's not me. Because on Wednesday, there's a guy who will pop up and he might take your spot. So do not breadcrumb. Just be consistent. I feel communication is very important when it comes to relationships. Niambie tu. Like, if we are starting the relationship, unajua kuna ile situation yenye somebody is after you, they like you, they like you, but you're still hesitant about it. Just ask me how my morning is. Niulize, niambie good night jioni. Make me feel like you're thinking about me. Iyo itafanya hata I fall for you. But tukuje Monday, then you pop up on Friday. You'll find somebody else alini ask out on Wednesday and I am in love. Hey, please no.
And you know what's crazy is a lot of the time imefanywa ikai ni kama sisi ndio huwa tunafanya the breadcrumbing.
No.
Simply because we have standards and we want to be chased. I do not understand, by the way, tunaishi kwa society gani hii yenye men want to be chased. Guy. Achadi nitoe glasses, the feel ni kama sijait na hiyo statement. Unacheki. I feel like we live in a society where men expect to be chased, men expect wafuatililiwe, anataka ulizwe good morning. What do you want for Valentine's? What do you want to wear today? Unataka tukule wapi? Gone are the days when a man actually planned a date vizuri. Anakuja na kupika na kuambia baby be ready by 8. Yeah. Hiyo tunaonanga in the movies. in the movies bana.
Oh my God.
Na utajikojola. Let me tell you, you will dream and it will never happen. Which brings me to this. A lot of the time tukiset standards as women, it's coming from atukate kuna watu wako delusional. As much as tulisema the Lulu is the Solulu, it was the Solulu in 2024, not the Solulu in 2025. Yeah. So a lot of the time tumejipandisha a certain standard, and I feel like this standard iko hapa because nice I match. No, no.
Yeah.
And the thing I love about this specific thing I've just brought up, it's coming from a point of Juicy the 97th podcast, the three men army. 97th the Konga 3 men army.
Yeah, 3 men army.
So 3 men army were talking about how sisi wasichana, they don't mind taking us on vacation. They don't mind taking us on vacation. But before you ask for a vacation, wewe mwenyewe ushaijipeleka. Before you ask for acrylic nail, ushaiweka hata gel ya makucha peke yake.
Exactly.
You know? So they were saying, if you want to be taken to Singapore, ama unasema your standard is in Dubai, si uko hata ushaijipeleka Diani, ushaijipeleka Tigoni, ushaijipeleka Naivasha. And it kind of made sense because you cannot always expect a man to be the one who gives you something.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, tuseme ukweli, when a man gives you everything, na anajua I am the first one who gave you this, jamani, madharau yenye huwa inafuata. Unacheki?
Honeymoon face ikiisha,
exactly.
Unaona dust.
Exactly. So I'd love to know what's your take on ISO standards and how do we actually know our standards? Because me personally, maybe nitasema my standards zinafanana na za Ambare, and Ambare has a kid with Rapudo. we can't be the same. And this baby is not even married to the guy, but anatreatiwa fiti. So how do I actually know my standard?
When it comes to standards, I believe kila mse akona standards tuanzia hapo. Even that she lay out the streets mwenye hana hata kwa kwenda kulala leo, akona standards zake. Ile kitu ambao you're supposed to know is how much are you willing to give. You get? How much are you willing to take when it comes to how you're being treated. Another thing that I always evaluate with myself, how much can I give myself? How much love can I give myself? My mom once told me, the man you choose is a reflection of how much you love yourself.
Okay, this is so true.
Yeah. So if you choose a man who treats you wrong, start questioning about how much you love yourself. If you are insistent on being with somebody who does not show you that they love you, you should start evaluating on how much you love yourself. So when it comes to easy standards, kama unataka kwenda Singapore, as you said, ushajipeleka hata KFC peke yako. Jiulize tu. If you want an outfit in cost 10K, ushijibai ile ya 450 pale Marikiti. Have you ever done that? So it's a matter of how much can you give yourself? What can you give yourself? Mse kama Ambare, that lady, that babes is okay with Rapuda or not. She's fine. She's working. She's built her brand to a level that most people envy her. So I feel, ni wewe tu jijenge, focus on yourself, especially the single ladies out there. Wachana na kutafuta. They'll come looking for you. Build yourself.
When the time is right.
No, it's not even about the time. You will attract them with whatever you put into your life.
Eish.
Yes.
Clock it.
Yeah, you will definitely attract it. For example, if you have never got, the people who just did Form 4, they didn't maybe get money to go to campus or something like that. Go online, do some online courses. When it comes to beauty, I feel kuna hii nilikuwa ya this lady who did inaitwa aje ya upkeep or something. Yeah, 32,000. Anaitwa Murugi Mwenye. If you cannot do that, there are things that you can do for yourself.
It's actually 34K. And oh my God. You know the thing about Murugi Mwenye is she was saying, I feel like on social media huwa tuna insight each other. So she was saying, if your man usually gives you 10K for upkeep, mendio kuna wenye wape yangu ya dithao.
I know.
If your man usually gives you 10K for upkeep, mwambie ongeze, and then she goes through her whole routine. Yeah. And then what's crazy is, when she went home, kulikuwa na a follow-up video. So she's asking her man, okay, hatuoni her man as usual in her videos. She doesn't just feature her man. Yeah? So, anauliza her man, ati look at me and tell me what's different about me. The man in the first 10 seconds couldn't find what was different about her. Odem make her different nails. I make her different hair. She looks totally different. Yeah. She's been gone for hours and she almost even got mad. And you can imagine, yes, this man may have provided the money for her to do the upkeep, but does he care really? Ama he's just soothing your ego ndio utulie.
I know.
And this brings me to this question, yeah? A lot of the time when you're single as a woman, aki your friends make you feel bad. Oh my God. I feel like society yetu kutoka kitambo ilifanya ikae ni kama you have to be dependent on a man for you to actually be happy. Like your life has to revolve around a man. That's why a lot of our single moms are bashed, oblivious of the fact that they're the parents who stayed and they're the parents that are actually putting in the work.
I know.
Clock it. And what's even sadder is the fact that this will keep on happening. Unajua, because this is something that has existed since time immemorial. So I want to know, what's so bad about being single as a woman? And what's the longest time you've been single? Coming personally, me, I've never been single.
Oh my God.
Wallahi tena, wallahi.
I need lessons from you.
Inaishanga kama nimeingia ingine.
Wow. I need lessons from you. The longest I've been single was 4 years.
4 years.
I was single for 4 years.
Willingly.
No dating, no, just me, focusing on me. I had a very, very bad first love. And I think that gives you a trauma that can last your lifetime. Sorry. So, this love ended, left me with a child. And he sort of disappeared and said, okay, sasa wewe, take care of this, me, I am gone.
Aliendea maziwa na
Jai Rudy.
No, ma.
He got an emergency. That is the word. Perfect line. He got an emergency and disappeared. So for 4 years, I was focused on making sure that I am good enough for this child. Because when you look at a child and this child is told that unafanana na mama yako, and your mother looks at herself and she does not even see beauty in herself, it's breaking for both you and the child. So I had to take care of myself, build myself, create Miss Noni, eliminate that girl who was so in love, so broken, you know. And I'm happy with where I am right now. So if any single guy is out there and you need a lady, no, a queen.
A queen.
A queen.
Beyonce.
Yeah, a queen. You can holler me.
Yeah.
Oh, please don't.
Kai, on that note, I feel like pia tumekuwa na hii narrative ya the man you meet at 19.
Yeah.
You see, your age ya kukua really naive, ndio you're fresh out of high school. You know the only concept of love you have ni zile mails zenye mnaandikiana. Oh my God, I can miss those days, guy. The delusion we used to have. So you meet someone from Kapsabet or okay, in my time it was Sunshine School and Alliance. So, but Alliance boys were not good looking. I don't know if it changed, but Alliance boys were not good looking. Jamani, one of my bosses is like, because alienda Alliance, like Alliance.
I want to see the guy who went to Alliance. I want to confirm.
Were not good looking kabisa. And then, Pia there was Mangu. Oh my God, girls used to swoon over Mangu. But the boys in Mangu were very arrogant and dark skinned.
Oh gosh.
The colorism I had. Oh my God, I liked light skinned men back then. Yeah? And then we moved forward to Kina Pacho and then Kina Lenana School. Nini. So we used to go to a lot of funkies. And then you'd meet a guy. Aki, the standards then were in hell. But the way we were just happy. Kijana amekubaia lollipop. Back then kulikuwa na easy stands za Indomie. Ama unakula smoky. And you're content.
Yeah.
Aki, you're happy. Adi msishikane mkono. Mshinde tu mkizurura pamoja.
The presents.
Yeah. Onekane you're with a beautiful boy. And then in a week, akutumie mail yenye amestaple mara kama 10 mtu asifungue. Of course kuna watiaji kama mimi. Mimi ukinipatia mail yako bana, kama niliwahi kuletea mail, mimi nilifungua na nilisoma. Yeah, na nilisoma. Zile zenye ziko embarrassing, you know. You know the guy you want to ghost. Maybe ukiwa funky ulipatana na like 6 boys, maybe kuna wawili hawako kubamba, you take that one unaenda unaihang kwa choo ya shule ama unahang kwa mlango ya shule. You know, every single person akikuja anamuona. You know, back then love was beautiful. I don't know why. Do you still feel that oomph when you meet a person?
First of all, I never got to experience that, and I think that was my biggest mistake. Because I went to campus very fresh, very innocent. So when I went to campus, the first nice guy I met became the love of my life. You get? It wasn't even that sijali nipatie. No, it was the nice guy that I met. You know, the guy who was nice to me became the love of my life. And I feel it's a phase that I want every lady to face.
The man at 19.
Enda pale, uko high school, face all those guys who look good. Pitia hizo vitu. Because ukifika campus, you will find them. And they won't be just cute. They'll be cute and nice. But they are the same people who will leave you at the desert with no water. Yeah, exactly. So when it comes to the guys I meet right now, I am very skeptical. You know, there's this thing that is called trauma and things that you faced when you were young. Mimi tukikutana na wewe, we've talked for 2 days. I've already thought about the 100 ways you can up. I don't know. I've already thought of ways you can break me. And if I can figure out those 100 ways and all of them look very bearable, then we're good. We're good. But if there's one that is scaring me a lot, no.
Yeah.
No. So there's no longer that high school for me.
Yeah. So pia we must talk about the way sisi wanawake we stay in toxic relationships alafu tunasema aki atabadilika.
I know.
Aki nazambadilisha Bob the Builder niko tu hapo na kanyundo kila siku I'm fixing the broken parts. You know, kila siku you're gluing the broken parts together. This man is dragging you through hell. Bado uko tu hapo umeshikilia. And I feel like these are toxic cultures that we carried from our predecessors, women who are older than us. Yeah. We grew up seeing wamama wakipigwa and nobody stood up for them. Yeah. We grew up tukiona wanawake kwa barabara naitwa anakataa kuitika wanamtusi. Sisi as women who are around, we say nothing about it. And this woman has been assaulted. You know, that's Germany, catcalling is bad manners.
I know, very bad.
Very, very bad manners. And you know, you can't change a man the same way. Okay, you can change tires, but can you change tires of a car? Of course not. Now, I just want to know, a lot of the time, the reason why these men don't want to change, it's because we're in their comfort zone. Another thing, emotional intelligence. Yeah. Now, I want to know, what does emotional intelligence contribute in a relationship? And will you date a man who is not emotionally intelligent? The EQ.
Okay. I will not say that I will not date such a person because we are ladies. The Lulu sometimes takes over. But when it comes to emotional intelligence, most ladies out here, most ladies I know even you questioned or asked a question. You have tried to figure out ways you can build yourself emotionally. You have even gone to the extent of finding out your, I don't know what to call them, how you love, your love languages and all those things. But guys, they do not care. They don't care about that. They don't want to know how they want to love. Yako tu. Hata ajui love language ni nini. Ikikuja stories how they they form relationships. There are people who are avoidant. There are people who are very dependent. All those things. They don't care. Ladies don't kuna information. So I feel it's a matter of getting a man who's willing to learn themselves for you. You know, because huwezi penda mse mwenye hata yeye mwenye ajijui. You're trying to understand this person. I remember there was a gentleman I was talking to a while back, and I kept on feeling like I am the one who wants to know them.
Instead of them trying to
know. And it was a little bit tiresome for me because when you like somebody, there's that feeling of, I like him. I want to know him. I want to see if it'll spark a little bit of interest of him getting to know me now. But unapata mse anataka tu umuulize, ulienda wapi high school? Tell me about your high school
what
days.
Do you like doing? What are your hobbies?
What is... But they've never asked you. So it's a matter of clocking that. That's a very big red flag. It's a walking red flag. And run, man. Just run, girl.
Oh, my goodness. Pia, we usually see red flags in men. Alafu tunalenga. Kai, aki, and it's not, I feel like maybe mtafeel we are attacking men, but we see a lot of red flags in relationships as women. Like, adi the platonic ones. Yeah. You with your friend, you with your male bestie, you with your female bestie, your colleagues, nini. But the thing about us women is we have created a system where we make excuses for people. Like a lot of the time when a man does you wrong, tunasemanga, he doesn't know any better. You know, wanaume wajuangi hizo vitu. Ama anakukosea and then he's like, imagine me adisi kwa uko. Or a man pushes you to a point, like look at the case of Annie. I don't know if you are watching Young, Famous and African. So Annie Idibia alikuwa bibi ya Two-Face.
Yeah.
So Two-Face is a horrible man to say. They were married for 12 years. This babe walked into the marriage akiwa 15 years.
Whoa.
15 years old.
Okay.
And this is a naive babe. She's young. She practically knows nothing. This man goes on to have kids with other people while they were married. Unacheki?
Yeah.
In the first years of their marriage, in between na pia hapa mwisho, this woman has bottled all this up, yeah? On Young, Famous and African, she never threw slander towards this man. She was always defending her man. And then one day this nigga decides, iko nini? Acha niambia the internet we're getting divorced. Does this babe know she's getting divorced?
She does.
Absolutely not. Wow. So now she has a manic episode because adi akifika home, ujama ashapaka pamoja with his manager, pamoja with his people. You know the way you artists usually have like a crew of people who make things possible. Yeah, like my crew of people who make the hotpot possible. Yeah. Amepack watu wake wote wameenda America. Oh my God, wameenda kutafuta greener pastures kama Baba Zora.
Oh gosh.
Chinja waliza. Yeah. And this girl has a manic episode. You know, you'd go crazy. Me personally, I can't even judge her because, Jamani, my reaction would have been even worse. You know, she goes to a point where she's online, she's screaming, she's shouting, because not only is this man not communicating with her, the people he works with have been disrespecting her, and even oblivious of the fact that this man amemslap na this amount of shame, bado wanamfanyia hivyo. And what's crazy is, sisi wanawake tumenormalize accepting this thing over and over again. Na hizi red flags huwa zina accumulate. Like Josie, I was talking with one of my friends and aliniuliza, you want to tell me Annie was married for 12 years? This man going outside and having 5 kids with other people, haikuwa red flag kwake. Like hakuwa na a point to leave. When this man was shaming her online, hakuwa na a point to leave. When she had to defend this man, and this man was still doing nothing for her, she saw no point to live. So I just want to know, ukianza kuona red flags, at what point do they become deal breakers? And what's the first red flag that every woman should toka bio akiona?
First red flag. Okay, I don't want to get very personal, but I had somebody giving somebody else advice, like a mother giving their daughter advice. The daughter goes to the mother and amwambia, mother, kuna vile I feel this guy is doing a few things that are not right with what we agreed on. And the mother tells her, muelewe, unajua wanaume, sometimes they go through things. They go through things and they do not want to talk to you about it.
They don't know how to express
They
themselves.
do not know how to, a man's ego and yada, 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 and yada, yada, yada. But at the end of it, all you should understand him and try to listen to him. And I feel that was red flag number 1. If he cannot talk to you, who does he talk to?
Communication.
If he does not talk to you, who does he talk to? That is number 1. Number 2, I feel it's more of little things. The things that are non-negotiable for you. For example, there are people who say, mimi siwezi taka mse mwenye probably kuna wanaitwa nonchalant man. I would not want to date a nonchalant man. There are people who say staki kudate mse mwenye anipei pesa. That is also a deal breaker kama hatoi pesa. So focus on the good things that this person does, then cancel out on the things that he's doing that are not right with you. Kama ni kitu huwezi live nayo, it will never change even when you get into marriage. If you think that he does not express love in ways that you want to be loved, it will never change at mkiwana. So deal breaker isifike ati wakati sasa mmeoana, you've already called us tumekula pilau, tutawacha mkiwa wawili and tutawasengenya mkidivorce. So you better break that relationship before you give us content, because tutaongea. Right now we are talking talking about Annie. Don't let us get to that point. Usitupe content ya Annie bana. Leave it before it gets to that point.
Oh my goodness. And the thing I love about as women is the fact that tume evolve. So for the longest time, the greatest enemy of women was always women. Kama this story Sophia and Bumpy. I can't believe this babe was living in the same compound as the mother-in-law. Mother-in-law anasikia the daughter-in-law anapigwa kila siku. Hadi anaona the bruises on her face. Na hambi mtoto wake, you are the problem, you need to stop. You know, I can't believe the mother was Sophia Pia take that long to take the daughter out of that situation. I feel like it's never that serious. You can call other people to help you remove your kid in that situation, yeah? But now, one thing I must say is, maybe it happened with the older generation, but sisi wa siku hizi, we're not like that. Like, when I look at Young Famous and African, Annie alikuwa naka the villain in the story, yeah? But the moment that happened to her, community ya watu wenye walikuwa na support ilikuwa wanawake. And it brings me to this. Pia Debbie Rono. So, Debbie Rono was talking about how she went drinking with her friends, and then ilikuwa a man and a woman. These two people were in a relationship. Wakiwa huko nje, because they didn't like her, venye zilishika, they jumped her. And I mean, they beat her up. Unacheki. And she was also talking about how she went to report it to the police. Ikakuwa kitu kubwa, these people become the victims. Or how people wenye wali come to her aid, even when she was at her worst, ilikuwa women. People who have always supported her in her DMs, especially right now because she's in a better place. Like, her content hadi imebadilika. She's either gymming, she's looking pretty. And on our last episode, I said, when a woman starts loving herself, she starts loving the color pink.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and a lot of the time, we are looking for love in one specific person, but we forget to look around us in the room we are in and see the love that we are actually receiving. You could be receiving love from a coworker akikuliza, hey ni aje, uko fiti, you look beautiful today. Unapanda tuk-tuk, mtu anakuambia, hey mrembo leo. You know, unaenda kwa duka and then mtu anakumbuka your normal order. Unaenda kwa smocha, mtu anakumbuka ukulangi pilipili. You know, it's the small things. So I want to know, as we wrap up, what's your take on platonic love?
I feel platonic love is very important. It's the love that will support you when all hell breaks loose. Those are the people who will call you. Those are the people who will check up on you. Those are the people who will actually give you a shoulder to lean on. I say the people you love the most will break you the most. That includes family. That includes people you are in a romantic relationship. Because sijui ni nini iliwekwa kwa hii romantic relationship, because it will break you more than anything else in this world. But when you have friends, when you have people who you are not in a relationship with, but they love you, those are the people who are very important to you. Another thing that I want to add is something called self-love. Self-love is something that we were never taught as women. I feel when we were growing up, you were taught you will get a man who will love you. Okay?
And he will point to you.
Exactly. You will get a man who will love you. And your job is to please this man so that he can continue loving you. If you stop pleasing this man, he will stop loving you. Love was transactional, according to how we were taught. And what we saw as young kids growing up, kwa sababu madhe alikuwa kae nyumbani, aoshe, afue. And if the father comes home, apate things were not done to his liking, kunakuwa na vita. But when things are done to his liking, kunakuwa na mapenzi. So ikakuwa imprinted in our brains that love is transactional. You have to do things to earn that love. So when it comes to self-love, learn to love yourself. Leon, on Galentine's, take yourself out. Go have fun. Na kama huwezi afford kujipeleka kwa high-end restaurant, enda hapo kwenu nje. Kuna msi anauzaga chapati na maragwe. Go eat there. Just have fun. And go do things that are you. Go to the beach if you're in the coast. Go to an event if you hear of an event that's happening soon. Do things for yourself. When a man comes into your life, atapata you already know how to love yourself.
Oh my God.
Atakupata you already have something that you can actually give. So tujipende, wasichana tujipende.
Oh my goodness, wasichana tujipende.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up, one thing I must say I have learned long term is if you don't love yourself, you can't love others.
Exactly.
Another thing, a red flag is a red flag. Ata ufanye nini, ata uioshe, ata uibleach. A red flag is a red flag.
Yeah.
When you have a poison bottle, Alafu uweke hapo Coca-Cola sticker. Ukikunywa poison itaonja Coca-Cola? No. What does a cobra look like when it's spitting? It looks like a snake. So a snake is a snake. Ata ukipet aje, a snake will continue being a what?
A snake.
Exactly. And so we need to start loving ourselves. And there was this whole conversation about how on Valentine's every girl should receive flowers. Me personally, I feel like, okay, the people I have around me right now have changed my mindset. I have this babe anaitwa Linda, Devani, and there's a guy called Kanye. So these people pour into me. And they taught me that you don't need to wait kupatiwa hivi.
Exactly.
Unacheki. Yeah. When we are present, we are pouring into you. But before you start pouring into other people, fill your own cup.
Yeah.
Ndio, nikisha ijaza, hizi zenye zinamwagika nje sasa zianze kufill cups za watu wengine. Because if you're always pouring into other people, you're emptying yourself.
Exactly.
And you have nothing to give. So every single time, if you're always pouring into other people, una force issues, watakumaliza walimwengu.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been good, it's been lovely. Noni, tupatie mawaidha ya mwisho.
Mawaidha ya mwisho. Nyinyi mliita single girl wape mawaidha ya mapenzi. I have a problem with that. Yo, I'm in black for crying out loud. And it's a color of love, by the way. Black is a color of love. When it comes to us, a parting shirt, when it comes to the things matters love. Love yourself. Love God. God loves you, man. Do not let anybody else sort of dictate how much you should love yourself. You should also take care of yourself. Drink a lot of water. You see your Dorcas is glowing up. Ni maji, na kujipenda. So do that and you'll be looking prettier than usual. Flowers don't have to come on 14th February.
Yeah, you can
They can come
any
day of the year, man. Yeah, it's about time. This year, 2025, nilisema lazima ni receive my first bouquet.
Yeah.
And I think I'll go get it myself. Alafu nipatie, mtu anipatie.
Oh my goodness. So tunaweza kupata wapi social media pages? Oh my God. And Aki, have been following your journey with the poetry.
Oh.
Guy. Kama kuna msichana anaweza kukutoka mtu wako. Kuna people who are really, really creative with their words. And we all know wanaume wanakuanga easily swayed. Noni atakutoka huyo mtu. So tell us about that poetry and pages kwenye tunaweza kupata.
Okay, I have been doing this thing called 28 poems in 28 days. And specifically 28 love poems in 28 days. And one of my poems is doing really, really well. So poetry. I write a lot of poetry. I write poetry to my crushes. I write poetry to my friends. I write poetry to everybody I meet along the journey. When it comes to this journey, I have been receiving a lot of love. I'm happy to hear that you've been following my journey. These poems zote ziko TikTok. They're on Instagram. They're on my Facebook pages. Some are even on YouTube. So just go follow Miss Noni everywhere. Kila mahali. Search Miss Noni. Hakuna mtu mwingine. We are about to patent the brand name. So just go follow me. Go like those poems. Because we've started recording. It's for you guys. I don't have a person who I am dedicating these pieces to. It is for all for you. And today specifically, I am doing 14 stories, 14 love stories. So I will talk about bestie to bay. I'll talk about unforbidden love. I'll talk about unrequited love. All kinds of love stories, but in poetry form. So today, 14 pieces for you guys. And then munifuate social media.
Oh my goodness. Wow, let me just say, love is a beautiful thing, but me personally, I don't believe in happily ever after.
Oh, come on.
Wajibambe ukiwa kwa ground, unacheki.
Yeah.
But vitu hazikwangi hivyo, unacheki. Yeah. Tunasemanga mushkli sindio, but anyway, it's been good, it's been lovely across all social media platforms. I am Doki Oyara, and this has been The Hotpot Show. See you next time.
See you.